Hi, I'm Peter C. Hayward, and I watched A Bug's Life frame by frame to make my Easter egg video. That's not the best way to take in a story, but I did the same thing for Monsters, Inc. and the Toy Stories, and by the end I loved them even more than before. But A Bug's Life doesn't quite work. And here's the thing, it should. The characters are fun, the jokes land, the setting is imaginative, the film's message resonates even today. It has one of the best Pixar villains of all time. But it doesn't all come together. So what's the Flick's problem? Flick. In a vacuum, Flick is a fine character. He's a little bland. He's like every kid's protagonist blended into one. He's an inventor. He's a little shy, I guess. He tries so hard. He wants the girl. It's stereotypical, but not offensive. Dave Foley's fun to spend time with. The character drives the plot along nicely, and his scenes with Dot are some of the best in the film.
But it's a rock.
I know it's a rock! Don't you think I know a rock when I see a rock? I've spent a lot of time around rocks!
That's how I figured it out. Pixar make buddy films. Woody and Buzz, Mike and Sully, Sully and Boo, Marlin and Dory, hell, even Mater and Lightning McQueen. But A Bug's Life isn't a buddy film. After this, even Pixar's weakest films had this strong central duo driving the plot along. Mother and daughter. Dinosaur and boy, mother and daughter, skeleton and boy, human and rat, old man and boy, robot and robot, sadness and joy, race car and tractor, fish boy and boy. Now, there are two big exceptions, The Incredibles, which featured a whole family, and Lightyear, Pixar's biggest bomb. I'll probably do a whole video on Lightyear, but just like Flick, Buzz never gets a buddy. He never gets a space cowboy to connect with, just a whole ensemble of sidekicks. Pixar has made some of the greatest films ever, and I think the fact that they found this formula and then mastered it is a big reason why. It's a pretty good formula. It gives us two characters to experience change, or one to be the catalyst for the other, and it gives us built-in emotional stakes. Like, we care what these characters think about each other. When Flick stands up to Hopper, who cares? Like, we do, the audience, but Dot always saw him as a hero. Atta never thought about him at all, and I have no idea how the circus is meant to feel about Flick. Like, seriously, I just watched the film again. I do not know what any of them think of him as a person. Or an ant. Compare that to the climactic scene of, I don't know, Cars. When Lightning McQueen decides that helping the king is more important than winning, Mater is there, cheering in the stands. He's seen who Ka-Chow was, he's seen who he became, and we get to not only witness that change ourselves, we get to see someone else appreciate it. It's a simple dynamic, but it's one that I really didn't notice until now. I'm not saying Pixar should do nothing but buddy films. I mean, The Incredibles is a masterpiece, and The Good Dinosaur teaches us that buddies on a road trip is not an immediate formula for success. A million things have to go right for a film to work, and it's basically a miracle that Pixar have had as many bangers as they have. But A Bug's Life isn't one of them, and I think it comes down to one lonely ant. Flick has the circus and Princess Atta and Dot, but not really. His interactions with the circus are entirely plot-driven. He meets them, takes them home, discovers they're not warriors, convinces them to work with him, and then we don't see them together for the rest of the film. There's no scenes where they just bond, hang out, have a laugh, share a moment, get high together. Princess Atta has the exact opposite problem. Rewatching the film, I was surprised by how little she actually does. Pixar have long had an issue with the way they treat women, characters and employees, and Princess Atta is a really clear example of that. She has no impact on the plot, she just exists to worry and to be a love interest for Flick.
Hi, Flick.
Oh.
And every time we see them together, it's just a cutesy moment, so we can be like, oh look, Flick's bonding with a female! But they have no chemistry,
Hi, Flick.
and she doesn't actually do anything. Dot strikes the perfect balance. She peps him up when he's down, he does the same with her, and then they lead the climax together. If the whole film had been Flick and Dot, it might have been one of Pixar's best. Imagine what A Bug's Life would look like if Dot and Flick had been together for the whole film, if she'd stowed away when he went to the Bug City to get warriors. Up. It would look like Up, and that's not a bad thing. Protecting her from the world, annoyed that he has a child with him, learning to connect with and respect our female. And that dramatic moment where, you know, he's been lying to her and she finds out that he knew the bugs weren't warriors all along. How is that not in the film? And I don't know about you, but I would have been much more invested in the ant-on-ant action between him and Atta
Hi, Flick.
if she'd, about a boy style, fallen in love with him after seeing what a good father figure he could be. A Bug's Life is fine, it's fun even, but it doesn't really work, and I think the reason is simple. Flick needs a friend. Thanks for watching. This is my first video essay, so let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more. You can support the channel by hitting the like button or checking out my Patreon. Until next time, Peter out.
Hi, Flick.
Oh.